Hi, friends. I'm having mild technical difficulties. Let me just make sure that I can try and get. Is this happening? Can you hear me? Oh, maybe it can. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry. Having mic difficulties. Difficulties is how you say it in some countries. Welcome. Hello. Hi, YouTube and live people. We are going to do our little newly formed form formula, which is gonna, have a little kiki on top, talk about what's happening, and then talk about the brand new episode of 90 Day Fiancé. This is Toe Babes. We're season 7. It's episode 1. Can you believe it? Hello, Chris. Hi, how are you? You're so sweet. Hope everything is well. How's your boo? Hi. I love you so much. Great, good. Hi. Mama baby Beaky blanket. It's so good. Everyone's here. Exciting. Josso, yay. This is like, first of all, I'm dying. You guys, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, thumbs it up as we do. We let the algorithm know that we're in the room. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. So again, if you watch the replay of last week, I will be doing a little fun check-in, like what's happening right now. We're talking. Tell me what's happening or what you're interested in and like what you've been watching or like what's been of interest to you. And then we'll get into the episode. We'll recap it. And by we, I mean me right now. I don't have any guests for this episode, but that could happen later and then we'll have a nice little kiki at the end so that we can also digest any of the things I either missed or the things that you also were like, yeah, me too, or anything that I touched on that, anecdotally that you're like, wow, me also, whatever. So we have that. Okay. Thank you so much. Watching and following most things Love Island. That is such a commitment. Love Island feels like what Big Brother was, which is obviously a whole ass commitment. And I haven't been able to like dive in as much as I wanted to because I've been busy. But I'll tell you that, I really would love to. I also will say this is 90 Day Fiancé the other way. And Docu Sweeties has HEA or Happily Ever After happening if you want to listen to the RSS podcast, Docu Sweeties. And then probably I'm going to be able to formulate this into a podcast as well for this kind of in between part of our kikis, if that makes sense. So, also I started a Substack. So if you're on Substack and you like a long read, I posted all about, hi, tell us what you've been busy with. Great. Oh my God, Amy, I just looked down and what a great segue. So I'll tell you, yeah, I wrote a fun little Substack essay about eye makeup, living large, stuff like that. And also what I did over this summer, which, spoiler alert, no, I went to New York and I studied theater, and then I got to do like an immersive Tennessee Williams workshop in Mississippi, and it was great. And I like very much loved all the people that I was like studying with. Like I made like the best friends. Everyone was so fucking cool and nice, and the teachers were great. And one of the teachers I'm going to start studying with in a week, who's doing a workshop here in Los Angeles, where I'm back now. Technically, I'm in Orange County. Whatever, God bless. And then I have another round of like groundlings training to go through, which I'm very excited about, which has like sort of brought joy back into improv and comedy for me. So I've been enjoying both theater and comedy, which is great. And then the other part of my life has always been like pop culture, talking head stuff and YouTube stuff, or just talking about television recaps. So just trying to like focus back on that kind of fun content too, but also try and make it as meaningful as possible. I know this sounds so dumb to say, but at the same time, it's like, obviously I like talking about dumb things, but I don't know how tethered I can be to things that like evaporate so fast. And so I don't know, I'm trying to, and I hope this for everyone, be able to like move through things. I'll tell you right now, as little Pisces, this blood moon was a whole situation for your girl. Um, I'm dead over one of the toe cast members being from the IE Corona. I know. Wah! I know. I know it. Okay, so that was also of interest to me. That was also of interest to me is how I say it. But wait, tell me what you guys have also been up to. Have I missed anything? I really want to watch the John Candy doc with my dad. That's what's on the next agenda. I really want you guys to do it with me. What anything else for you guys? Oh my gosh. I love New York, yeah. I love New York, love New York, love New York. Peaceful free, peaceful free, peaceful free. It's my religion. You guys know that Addison Rae song? If you don't, you're like, what the fuck is happening right now, Chris? And I'm like, I know, I get it. It's not. That's a song. And I'll be honest, it came out right when I moved to New York for the summer, and I was bumping it. Yay! Yeah, obviously, finding good formats for, like recaps, pop culture, life talks, that's all interesting. So looking forward, I really want to try and give meaningful, focused work in the avenues that I'm familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Did he see shows in New York? I've seen a lot of shows recently, like I know John Proctor just closed and stuff like that. I love that. But I didn't get to see that many shows while I was there because I was so busy. I was in a class like 6 days a week. But I saw an Atlantic show that was like meh, but and God, what the hell is I? Oh, I saw Tada, which was like a one-man show. It was hilarious. It's like a very fast queer PowerPoint journey through like the mind of someone who's very smart. And I just saw a great show, by the way, in Los Angeles. Speaking of LA theater, honey, which is called Am I Roxy at the Geffen? I loved it. It's another one-person show. Deals with a parent with Alzheimer's. Oh my god, but she's so funny. She's a Groundlings and just Groundlings adjacent Sunday company. I'm wrong about this. Improv. When I'm trying to say that, she's an improviser and theater artist. There's so many like LIP. Okay. Here's the thing. I always thought, and I'll start this podcast, don't worry. I always thought that like my journey was going to like be theater, and I knew that I didn't get an MFA, even though I really wanted an MFA, but it would have required me to go to New York like early on in my 20s, and through a bunch of reasons why I wasn't ready or willing or able to financially or all of it make it work. Emotionally, maturely, whatever it is. I also believed fool's paradises, like I lived in a fool's paradise, and then I thought that if I had just gotten a commercial agent, that was enough. Or even when I booked my first commercial, I thought that was surely this was it. God bless. So, and then when comedy kind of came around, I was like, great, I'll do this thing because sitcoms don't really exist anymore, and then this thing will make me like a household name, and then I can go back and do what I really like. Theater, check off. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen for your girl. And now she's trying to like toe the line of how she can remedy like this regret in her life while still somewhat doing the thing that she knows how to do, which is she likes comedy. She loves improv. It's very fun, like doing that. Anyway, so it feels like those are two different identities that like claw at me. And I'm just like, am I supposed to in my 40s go to Yale or at least try to? All these thoughts. Okay. Having said all that, have I seen Sarper act yet? No. But I know he's touring, honey, and you know what? He has a name. Watch Sarper get to Broadway before me. Sarper's going to be on Broadway. Sarper's going to be like in Chicago. He's going to be like the razzle dazzle guy. You lovely old razzle that, you know what I'm saying? Ah, yeah, like Sarper. What if Sarper could be what if Sarper was King George in Hamilton? I'm trying to think of like ridiculous Sarper. What if Sarper was the MC in Cabaret, which is closed after Billy Porter, God bless. Do you know someone named Dahlia Malik? Yes, friend of mine also in the theater scene. Yes, yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna start. 10:05. Let's talk 90 Day Fiancé. It's a brand new season. It's the other way. We call it toe around here, honey. And this is a live recap, you guys. We have some newbies and some oldies. Like K Earth 101 oldies. But let's start first with Chloe. Honey, Chloe. We're going to meet Chloe and then later Johnny. But we start with Chloe. She's 23. She's in Massachusetts. And I can't ever really say that right. So just pretend that I don't have she's in Mass. She's in the state that's like starts with the word Mass. Um, she is a blonde girl, as I said. And before we even get to her, though, we've gotten a great setup. It's storytelling and it's tension building and it's an immediate grab of like, oh shit, because Chloe in herself looks normal, fine. She got the mom that looks just like an, version of her, like Chloe will go on and tell us that she did cheerleading professionally. She wouldn't have probably had to. It seems like also pageants, you know what I'm saying? Like just for the amount of bleach I can see in both of the women. But in order to contrast that, we get the storytelling device, and I don't mind it, of a friend frantically trying to get to Chloe in a car. And like, it's like, sorry, I'm just like, not, I don't want to, it's a mysterious situation. And it's also, it seems like at any time we could be told that her person was found dead. Her person was found with a whole family. This person was a murderer. It's on national news. You know what I'm saying? Like what she has to stop it and we'll find out why. And we now know that like, as we get into meeting Chloe more, that friend is whatever on the hunt, on the way on the hunt. Later on, find out that it was 3.5 hours. And I want to be like, are you one of those ladies like that wears like diapers and does this kind of journey? Um, okay, so here's the thing. Chloe has it good. She got a mom that loves her, wants to be her, like lives vicariously through her, blah, 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 and also wants like a little mini me. You know what I'm saying? And the mini me should take over the family business, and the family business makes money enough to like have paid for all the cheerleading lessons. When you, God bless it, I don't have a child. And as you know, because some of you might have kids or even seen, I mean, the expense for your child to do something that they love is such a fucking privilege. It's wild. No matter what it is. Like, if your child loves singing, if your child loves football, if your child loves acting, I don't know what poetry, I don't know what pursuit a child could love that requires no money in a sense of wanting that person to get the best of either training or experiences or even an immersive experience, like all of that, whatever, God bless. So I just feel bad all the time, God bless. But she's been paying for it with this lucrative job, and all Chloe has to do is just fill in, just literally take over, just step into those like size 7.5s, you know what I'm saying? From like DSW. But she done gone and met someone in Aruba that was on a pirate ship. I mean, yo-hoing a pirate's life for him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. He is, well, we don't know if he's yo-hoing. He is hoeing. We would only actually, he is yo-hoing. I stand by. He is yo-hoing. So yo-hoing all over probably those warm waters and meeting gals, it's, God. Okay. We have heard of this trope of women going to like that area, the Caribbean, or like any of those paradisey places. I forgot the word that they use. You can tell me. There's some word that was used for Johan that was like funky punky. No, I don't know. It was basically like he is an incredibly attractive gentleman with tan skin whose charming smile and like mysterious masculine physique slash whatever eyes entices the traveling woman. It just okay. Now, having said that, I would like to experience that. Can I wanna I'm not saying I wanna, like, get married and go there, but I would love some fun. However, I don't wanna be like a sex tour, so I can't go abroad and do it. It's like I have to, like, have fun in my own environment, and it's impossible to do that in Los Angeles. I mean, anyway. So, God bless. That is what happened to her, though. She went to Aruba. She met Johnny. He was shirtless and cocky, and she was like, "Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Sure." And he's like, "You should come back." She's like, "Cool. I booked it. Say less." I used all the points. Like, sometimes when I'm like okay, side note is, sometimes when, like, a 20 blah bitty blue nothing person can, like, talk of such expenses, just, like, booking a trip and then booking another trip. Like, you can tell, like, was that her mom paid for the first trip and then somehow she had points to pay for, like, the second trip? Because I don't know how you talk your mom into being like, "Can I go back and fuck that guy?" You know what I'm saying? "Mommy, can I go back and fuck that guy? Let's bleach our hair back in America. I'm gonna go back and fuck Johnny." And mom's like, "Yeah, here's $1,000." I just I sometimes, because I had no money, like, for that. I And especially, like, I buy a lot of, like, beauty products, but I think so does Chloe. Like, she's the type of girl that does too. It's all Sunday whatever. I was gonna say it's all, like, road with her. It is. So, um, and by that, her mother literally is like, "I don't know if you wanna go to Aruba because you're prissy like I made you. You're bougie like I born you. I born the bouge. Like, you like $80 face washes." I can't talk. And I was like, "What face wash is it?" I couldn't quite tell. What is your favorite face wash right now? I mean, I'm into this, I'm still using this, like, green kind of like Tata Harper one. It's really smelly in a good way, obviously. I mean, I'm not into smelly bad things, even though sometimes I still use the Biologique. Remember when everyone was using the ski toner? That smelled bad. All that to say, yes. Um, she's like, "Well, you're gonna have to come visit me, mommy, and do what I want. Come visit me in Aruba." And she's like, "No." Okay. She's like, "Mom, wherever I fucking go, you're gonna go. What are you talking about? You're obsessed with me. Come on." Especially if I have a baby. Like, "You're not gonna come and buy a baby? Blonde ass baby, you're not gonna come and see that blonde ass baby, mom? Really, in Aruba? Really? Tell me more. You're gonna be bringing me everything." Sarah Bay, oh, that's so funny. Um, say so basically, we get a little more. Her parents got divorced when she was 2 or 3, and her mom is, like, her BFF. I love that for her. My dad's my BFF, and my parents got divorced, and my dad raised me, so, at least if the one that raised you, at least you're close with that one. I think it means something. Um, so here's the thing. We get a cut back to, what will end up obviously being Chloe's friend, who's maniacally driving, almost like Cruella de Vil, where we just see, like, hands on a steering wheel, and she's like, "Listen, Johnny has a laundry list of fucking problems and issues, honey." I mean, he is track record playboy, dirty dick. You know what I'm saying? And also, she's like, "My husband knows him." And we're like, "Oh, ho, ho, yo ho." In fact, so everything is like, I think, suspicious and like raising an eyebrow. Also, we're gonna find out that Chloe considers, you know, this lady who is about to ring the doorbell with blue and gold fingertips to be a kind of friendship mommy friend. Mommy friend is a different thing. No, we don't. We know what that means. Mommy friend means that you both have kids. No, friendship mom is an interesting thing. Like, since I'm a seasoned woman and I, have to talk to younger people, turns out, I don't mind giving big sis energy. Like, that's how I feel like my energy is to people that are quote unquote friends of mine, females that are younger than me. I say quote unquote is whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I have younger friends, sure. Like, and I think that some of my younger friends, I pretend that I'm just as young as them. And then sometimes I give what I feel like is hardcore big sis energy and or maybe cool aunt energy. But because I really like to pretend that I'm young, that's why I'm like big sis. So, but Chloe and this gal don't have a lot in common, doesn't feel like. I don't really necessarily feel like they're supposed to be friends forever. Like this seems like a reason or a season. You know what I'm saying? In the season of 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, season 7, or a reason, which is the time in which they're both dating these two gentlemen. Um, so basically, she comes bearing news that, Aruba has crazy party culture and that she has to be on her like P's and Q's because, he cheated before. And here's the thing, this is not news to her, but the way that he cheated was that when they weren't together exactly yet, or she thought they were exclusive, or when they were just talking, we have to kind of understand this maybe from Johnny's point of view. She finds out that he is going to be, like, in Florida, and then he tells her it's for a guy's trip, but then he posts, and it's, like, obviously a girl that he's taken on a one-person him girl trip, and then upon confrontation, we find out 2 things about this, which is, like, confusing. A, this is an open relationship, and we're like, "Wait, the one with Chloe or the one with this girl?" B, he's in fact really sorry and realizes he made a mistake. Well, what is the mistake? Did you not know that Chloe's gonna be upset? Like, I don't quite well, and then also, C, why did you post on social media if you know that you lied? I why w the I it's did did she sniff and go to this girl's Instagram and then found it that way? Did he just post on his and he didn't think that she followed him or had, like, done any sort of sleuthing on the internet? Are guys that lie and cheat in a narcissistic state that blinds them from obvious things because they think other people are dumb? I mean, I'm not quite sure. Again, we need to find out from Johnny. We don't even know if this is the whole story. We're getting the story from her friend who's upset, and even her she's like, "Well," Chloe's like, "Hey, can you, like, stop?" I'm just like, "You're just so negative. I don't wanna fucking hear it." And, she says this, Chloe's, I mean, famous last line, if I ever heard one. Ready? "Whether it's my insanity or I'm delusional, I'm going. Whether it's my sanity or I'm delusional, I'm going." Here's the thing, that's actually the funniest line ever because if I was to write a funny character that's fucking obviously crazy, you would want them to say something like that, where they contradict or secretly agree with each other. It's like the semantics of that is perfect. It agrees with the world in a subconscious way that you know you're crazy. It's so funny. Anyway, that's all I have to say. It's funny and I like it. So let's move on to my French, which is guess what? No, je ne parle pas français. And but we have Manon, who is 32 from France, and then Anthony from Corona. Hi, Corona. Hi, hi. Anyway, and, but let's get in. So she is on a plus size positive body positive plus size shoot with, who she'll call her friends, her fat babes. And, they're all wearing beautiful, loud, bold colors and have fun accessories and have, gregarious personalities and seem to be just joyous and fun, and also perfect for camera because they're models and they're already dressed and they, like, want this, and we want this. So, um, it almost felt a little bit like with this because it was a pool party scene. Did it give you Clueless vibes? You know the opening shot of Clueless where it's like, "I know my whole life looks like a Noxzema commercial," and it's like where the Kids in America is playing. Of course I know my God bless. So, we get to know more about Manon. Am I saying that right? Wrong? Who knows? I mean, one of you guys know, and then who knows if you'll tell me. Um, and I can be able to take it because I'm very defensive. But she is a social media star, honey, in France. She was like posting her fun outfits and her bold attitude. And specifically in France, there's less of that body positivity situation, sorry, culture that we have here in America, is what I mean. And so she felt isolated, and I think that those social media helped her really connect not only with people who, appreciated her and loved her and also felt seen by her and related to her, but, got some honey great traction and then was afforded an opportunity to come to LA for a photo shoot. She just never looked back. And then she like made these really fun friends and here we are. But amongst the fun friends that she made, she also met a boo, honey, and that boo is from Corona. And his name is Anthony. Now, Anthony and Manon have already moneyed a baby, and the baby's name is Benjamin. The baby's name is Benjamin, and we're going to call him Ben. But when she says his name, it's like, what do you say? Benjamin. Wait, Benjamin? Benjamin? I don't know. Who knows? Um, so then we get kind of the crux of their situation. So she's been, doing the shit. She's been having the baby. She's been making the money through like not only the social media and her own stuff, but I guess marketing other people and also a corporate job. And he has been raising the baby. We don't know anything about Anthony in the sense of what he did before, what happened in Corona, what he was doing when they met, what he wants to be doing, what his passions and goals are. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting because she's obviously the star of this, and he seems, like, kind of a wishy-washy person. Anyway, but he's a stay-at-home dad and raising that child very well. So I don't know, I would love him to be like, "Listen, I'll be straight up honest. My whole goal in life was to be a dad. I just really always I'm a great dad. I always wanted to be a dad, and I did it." And the truth of the matter is, again, he and Benjamin have a great bond, and he loves that baby. And, they have some contention, though, him and Manon, because she would get home and she had worked and she had also given birth to that baby and she loves that baby and that baby like, is like, "Who are you?" a little bit or whatever, and she feels bad about that. And then Benjamin, probably is like, "I do everything around here." And she's like, "Except for everything I do," which is like feed both of you, made that one, clothe both of you, God bless. So what they have decided to do is move back to France, and specifically, they're gonna sell their house. They're going to move back to her parents' house, and at some point, save enough money or find enough footing there to then go back to, like, living fabulously, but in the meantime, of course, taking advantage of free rent, free healthcare. Now, I still don't quite know exactly what Anthony is going to do. At first, I was like, "Is he going to teach English? Is he going to be a nanny? Is he, like, open a nannying school? I'm sorry, what's it called? That's what we call it, like a daycare? That's what it is. I I wanna know kind of, like, what they're like when they are good together, because it's very hard to understand a couple when there's a division and everyone is angry, because you're like, "Well, where's the love?" Like, and I don't wanna it's an first of all, it's annoying. I don't mean like like physically or physical attraction of, but like, but why do they both turn each other on in the sense of what is their conversation like and what do they connect over that feels really like soulmatey? Because I guess I also want to know, did she have a green card? And did she marry him and then get a green card? And are they therefore able to go back and forth between France and America now? Does she need him? These are my thoughts. What's annoying is for her, she like has a whole fucking horrible, like, family that really make her feel like shit, and they have said things to her in the past with Anthony, like, "Why would he be with her?" And we're like, "Wow, you really just get a fucking prize for just showing up male and with in white and just you just I mean, God bless. It's just you really get a prize." I'm just like, Uh, do you first of all, this is your daughter. Do you know anything about this person? Remember how I hated when Taylor, Paul, Frankie, or maybe you did too, was like chastised by her family for like quote unquote being a whore, being a slut, blah, 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 because of like the fact that she slept with Dakota, even though she was like, no, Dakota slept. No, I'm so sorry. Dakota slept with people behind my back. And they were just like, oh, no, no, no. He's the man here. So if you're the horrible one, like, that felt like this where we're like, "Oh, your family is just gonna praise Anthony from Corona, all hail." I mean, okay, so basically she is, she's debating all this, she's, in talking with her friends, one of her friends says that she is, like, super American, in fact, like, one of the most American people she knows, which I found was very funny, and we get a little more of, like, what their plans are, and their plans are to liquidate, honey, liquidate, like, a clearance sale, like, in one of those, like, furniture places. I mean, everything must go. The house is put on the market, sells immediately. They sell it for, like, around $800,000, and I think that with all said and done, they get 80,000 out of it, um, you know, which is a good amount of money, but I don't know if they how much they expected, which is actually the saddest thing is when they go to try and sell their I mean, I'm so sorry, seemingly normal median level Jeep, they have so much money on it that the price offered 15K, which is I mean, kind of looked a little bit like a nice price, is not nearly what they have to, like, pay back to get it, so they're still in debt for that, and they have to now back go into their house savings, and this is the money they're gonna go to France with, and he, in this car ride, and her have a discussion over finances, and he thinks that 80,000 feels like a lot of money to him. Now, it's surely not in Los Angeles. It's surely not. So is he doing, like, what he thinks is, like, French math? Like, "Well, yeah, but $80,000, in LA is like 5 million in France." I'm not quite sure. She's like, "No, we have to get there." Then she's also like, "Yeah, I don't wanna rent, I wanna buy." Like, how did you guys buy a $800,000 home before? Is that just, like, because American credit's so crazy? And also, like, I don't know, yeah, I have to really understand where they're gonna live in France. I mean, there's a lot of great places, like, and what I would love to know, like, what the economy looks like there in the sense of what they can get. Because she can't live with those mean ass family anymore. She's gonna lose her goddamn mind. She has to find a way to divorce herself, let's just be honest, from I think a lot of these situations and people who are like succubuses and like dull her shine and like diminish who she is. I think she's a fabulous person who's definitely built like a whole empire. And if she has to like deal with either parents and family that like don't understand how to make her not feel bad about herself, and then some dude who I'll just be honest, I'll take what Chloe said, is either insane or is delusional. you know, and slash same. Because I don't know if he's just like, "Yeah, I'll get a job too. We have this baby. Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah." And like he must think that like all of her family's gonna take care of everything. And he must think that those 3 people living in that house is going to be totally chill. Or maybe he also maybe he's just never left Corona and he's like, "I fucking will do whatever it takes." I'm not saying Corona's bad. But I mean, I do think that, there seems to be I don't know where he's traveled. I know nothing about him. Have I said that? It's true. Who is this person? I know more about the baby. At least I know the baby has, some trust issues with Manon. I mean, I'm saying I just don't know. So let's move on to an oldie, obviously a goodie, and an oldie, not to be Jenny, but this is a great storyline. Jenny and Sumit. Okay, so it starts, honey. Sumit's getting a haircut and a beard trim, and it's like a straight edge razor, honey. And the guy's doing it, and I don't know about you, but it feels like he does it and leaves too much of a weird angle on the side of his jaw. Like, we get, and by we I mean me and also women get that, like, men get beards as makeup. That's men makeup. And surely they can hide a multitude of sins and they can give you a jawline and like take, like 20 pounds off, whatever, God bless. They're like the Spanx of male faces, because male bodies, like, get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. But beards do this for males. And so truly, you have to have a certain, if you're going to do it, have a certain shape to it. I didn't like sort of the square width of that look. It needed to be, like, tapered down. It needed to be, like, taken down, or, like, I can't see the corner. I need the corner to, like, disappear on the jaw like a facelift scar. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we also get, Sumit living his best fucking life. He is being pampered while his two favorite women are on side by side, having to swallow each other. I mean, that sounds gross. Having to be with each other, having to share space, which of course is his mom and Jenny. His mom, we've seen through the course of history, has traveled a road to acceptance of Jenny, and even then, it doesn't feel like okay. You know how those okay, let me on. You know how there's those baby tests where, like, you put a child in front of a bowl of candy or, like, some sort of treat, and then, like, the camera's in front, but the baby doesn't know the camera's there, whatever, and you're like, "Okay, don't eat anything from here until" okay, listening to me? "Until I tell you to. I'm gonna go. I have to go do something. I'll be right outside. I have to take a phone call. Don't eat the food. Don't eat the candy. Don't eat the treat. Don't eat it until I come back. You promise?" And the baby's like, "Yeah." Whatever, God bless. And, inevitably the parent leaves. And then we get, like, the cutest video ever of a kid just being like, "Mm, don't eat it. That don't. No, I can't though." And then, like, inevitably the parent comes back and the kid just devours it. All that to say, if given one morsel of a moment in which Sumit's mom could push Jenny off a cliff and make her golden child marry anyone else of marrying age, she'd do it. Even when we're supposed to believe her and the hugs or the I love yous or blah, 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 it's very obvious that she, in her core, cannot write it. But she's on TV and they're famous and her son's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do and has been doing whatever he wants to do, and everyone in her life, including her son, including her husband, including, like, Shira, who used to be her favorite, but now is also, like, really pulling some shit. Everyone told her that she has to accept this wild banshee woman into her life, and she says yes. But here we are. So she's gritting her teeth, gritting, gritting, gritting. Sumit's smiling ear to ear. Jenny, I don't know what Jenny's end game is, but I'll tell you what has befalled us. The following situation. Yes, they've been accepted as a married couple. They've been living for a moment a high life, and the high life got them to move into a gated community and have their own house, honey, their own space. Everything has been in their own space. What's been happening. Whatever the fuck they want's been happening. Jenny just sleeps in till, like, noon, makes a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Sumit, who knows what Sumit does? Wasn't Sumit working at a restaurant or something like that? Sumit, he said, lost his job. No, I mean, no. But because of this, they can't afford that fine ass, nice ass house, the one behind the gates. So at first I was like, okay, so are you gonna move like Sumit, are your parents gonna move in with you guys? But no, they're moving, selling the house. I'm not quite sure. Just like Manol, just liquidation sale. And but however, they did not sell their belongings, which they could have done before moving, and then moving in with Sumit. So before that happens, though, they go on a little like shopping excursion where Cherie, um, that's not her name, Cherie, one of those, um, and Jenny go grocery shopping and go shopping for the home. And we've already been having the Jenny isn't a good daughter-in-law and how to be a proper daughter-in-law. We had a whole season of like her having to be moving in the house and like living and not sweeping and not cooking and not knowing how to make the chai right or whatever. And that's all still kind of like what the theme of this is. And we're kind of like, well, that was like at least 3 years ago. We've moved past that, haven't we? And but what is interesting is that Cherie is also just like, yeah, no, she's shitty. Like I do a lot, and she had the audacity to my face be like, you don't do enough, you don't do enough anything. Cherie. Like that's so mean when I'm telling you so much fucking shit. So I'll tell you what I did. I just told her, "Yeah, I don't do anything. Watch. Watch me not do anything." And then I didn't do anything. However, in a other conversation, Sumit's gonna have a conversation with his brother, and his brother's like, "I'm gonna tell you right now that if you think you're moving into the parents' house just for my wife to do everything, because your wife is not gonna do anything, absolutely not. Okay? You tell Blanche Dubois over there that she's gonna have to fucking pick up a dustpan and actually do something. And I mean not something once a week. I mean 3 things a day. Because you can't just be like, I do one thing a week when the whole house is eating 3 meals. Things have to be cleaned. I mean, like come on. So Sumit gets it, you know what I'm saying? And it's also funny because even like Sumit now is like basking in the glory that he is the golden child with that long ass hair, while his brother just like had to sit there with that short ass hair and the perfect wife. And he was like, it wasn't enough for these fucking people. And I feel so bad, but also like LOL to this. And I'm so happy we get to watch it. Jenny is brown haired now, has brown hair. Um, because we've seen Jenny, use all of the different colors available to her. I don't know if I love the brown hair as much. I kinda like her as a blonde. I think I would love to see her as like in a toned blonde situation. Um, but I also can guess that bleaching your hair on the whole maybe isn't the best, nutrition-wise slash maintenance-wise. But at the same time, we have to cover grays, so, something has to happen, and I get that. I'm saying that as a person that understands. So, Jenny hates the fact that she is imposed upon her certain obligations to be at certain places and behave certain ways. And I'd love to know exactly what that means. I think that means like be at certain places in the sitting room at 5:30 a.m. Behave a way a waitress would by serving the tea at 5:30 a.m. Like in the drawing room. Like I know that in my own culture and in my own family, there are definitely situations we have to behave and be in certain places. That makes sense. And don't we all? Like, you have to behave and be in certain places at work environments, you know? So it's always funny to me because, yeah, Jenny just was like, I retired. I moved to India. And I fell in love with a younger guy who's not retired and has a family that, likes him. I don't know, or whatever. It's not that her family doesn't like her. It's just that she doesn't seem to want to be around her family in any sort of major way. And I'm not saying that's bad or good, but I just do think that maybe it's mildly indicative of something. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know Jenny has two daughters. We've met one, and that lovely lady has a girlfriend or has a wife. I don't know exactly where that person is now. But does Jenny never want to see them kids? And the kids and the kids' kids? You know? I mean, Angela. was like, I would be shamed. They all live in her house. So basically, what is dangling though to Sumit's liking is the fact that there is a hierarchy uh, upset, and that anytime him and Jenny can just swoop in and then suddenly be the faves. I really need like the dad's point of view in this, or a confessional point of view from the dad without the mom listening. So they say goodbye to their apartment, and on the way there, Sumit's like, Jenny, it'd be nice if like you could cook something tonight. She's like, well, they're gonna have to be able to find American food, which is, I needed her to like tell us what that is. Because I lied and said Kraft macaroni and cheese, but what can she get? Like, I'm assuming that if she's making American food, that she's using fresh ingredients, right? Like, is she making burgers? Like, if she's getting fresh beef, do they eat cow? Don't eat cow in India. Fuck. Vice. I don't know. Okay. Well, what's casserole? What is she doing? Casseroles? Like, I don't know how it okay, I need more information, obviously. I need to know what the fuck she's considering American food, what she cooks, how she cooks it, and also he knows what that is, and he seems to be fine with that choice. And also can't wait to see that scene. So, before we do, we get a beautiful scene though of Jenny and Sumit being welcomed into the parents' home for the first time as the way they should, which is like with respect, dignity, and a beautiful ceremony that involves all of these pink and yellow dried flowers and incense, and at the end, you have to, like, kick over the candle, and they walk in. I love that. Um, there's just also they also are moved with the fact that, yeah, Sumit's parents are like, "Fine, get in here. You 2 cameras." And then the movers come with all their stuff, honey, and I was like, "Great, I get to see this happening." And I mean, it's movers using pulleys, honey, and getting that shit up on the 2nd floor the way they need to, which is with ropes and person strength, bicep strength, arm strength. Um, but it does give an absolute delight for us in a scene where Sumit's mom gets to go through all of Jenny's things. And Jenny has old ass clothes, honey. I mean, things that she bought from like Jones of New York and the New York Company and Express like 40 years ago. She has like things from Filene's basement. She has, I mean, she don't understand the spandex that are like loose. You don't the polyester that this lovely lady has been holding on to like, I mean, a 6-year-old in American Dolls, like grasping. I mean, she has a lot. I mean, it's it's interesting because I think that for all that we know about Jenny, why would she have so many clothes? Like, why wouldn't she just need, like, a couple of stuff? Only because I don't necessarily feel like she changes vibes and venues that much. Like, I got really into these onesies, like, um, I wore them all in New York, especially because they're really tight on top and loose on the bottom, and so they're so comfortable, but also you don't have to wear a bra, but you can wear a bra, and they're, like, somewhat sporty. You can, like, sweat in them. They're so great. Um, I'll put a link somewhere, but I understand the beauty of having a uniform, and I feel like if I lived somewhere like India, when I, like, retired there, I would just, like, have all my fucking shit. Like my 6 dresses, my 3 pants, my 5 tops, my 2 sweaters, my 2 jackets, my 10 shoes. Bye. Um, so she's, hoarding, and the mom is just going through just being like, "You can take this, you don't need this. Can you even do this?" She finds rum. She's like, "What's this?" And Jenny's like, "My rum for my headaches. I need my medicine." That's you can take acetaminophen. I can't talk. You can take a leave, honey. I love the fact like rum is such an interesting liquor to just need to have on one's person. And I always wonder, like, is it something you're gonna like put in a little pineapple juice? Is she making mai tais? What's happening with the rum? Like is it Coke? Was it rum and Coke? I mean, I guess, yeah, liquors go through me, but liquors have, like, I guess, trends, and rum is not something I normally hear of and think of, unless, of course, I'm in some sort of beautiful tropical environment, and maybe you can tell me that in India, rum is a prevalent thing, and then I would understand, but yeah, rum I was like, "Is it her choice?" This is what I wanna know. Is it her choice to drink rum, or is rum what is available to her, as opposed to her being a vodka gal or a tequila gal? Gin. I would peg her as gin or whiskey, something like that. Okay. Um, our last couple is Madeline and Luke, honey. We know Madeline, she's 20 from Colombia, and Luke is 31 from, he says, the hills north of LA. Now, I'm going to tell you, break that down. The hills north of LA is a weird way to say where anyone would be from. There's like a place called the Hollywood Hills. There's no Los Angeles. There's the Los Angeles Hills. Above that is the valley, the San Fernando Valley. So, like, that's like I, I I'm assuming. I don't know where he meant, because even that's kind of, the valley is still considered Los Angeles, and then above that is like Lancaster and stuff like that. I really am like, Luke, I don't understand you at all. He's a mystery, like, shrouded in an enigma. You know what I'm saying? And he's like one of those guys that like wants to leave in his biggest fantasy, coming and going with like a bottle that breaks on the floor and a bunch of fucking smoke coming out. Like, he doesn't want anyone to know, I think, what really is his thing. He only now, I feel like, is giving us that he's a mining engineer. We knew that he was an engineer before, and we surely knew all about the dumb sunglasses and how he had financed other like weird women's like businesses that he like wanted to fuck. Okay, my watch just started talking to me, guys. Can Apple give it a rest? So anyway, um, we're picking up on the fact that, we are in the exact same space, which is that Madeline has always wanted him to move there, but he won't move there because he's broke, and he wants to like cosplay with her that he's not, because he thinks she is so hot and he feels so less than, and he knows that, like, if he had to live there, what he pays with her on a daily basis when he goes there is what he would have to pay with her on a daily basis, if not more. And that is too much for him. So what he is doing is he's Klarna-ing this relationship. He can't buy it all at one time, but he can make little payments here and there. And so that's what he does. He kind of promises this or promises that. Um, this is so funny. That just reminded me of a Guys and Dolls song. He promised me this, he promised me that, he promised me everything under the stars, but you give me a kiss and you're grabbing your head and you're off to the races again when I think of the time gone by. Anyway, and it's basically the same thing. She's upset because she wants to get married to him, and he's basically like, sure, next time. Okay, yeah, no, let's do it. Oh, and she just keeps lying. But now she's like, no, we're getting married, and I'll tell you everything. I've been waiting because I'm a fucking pageant princess. That's what I've been doing in the meantime, is putting on fancy dresses and parading around. And guess what? I'm great at it, because guess what? I found out that people totally think I'm hot, but I don't think just that I'm hot. I also think I have brains. In fact, that's my mission, to show people that you can be hot like me and also have brains. Okay, so we're like, yes, that's why when you named your beauty shop, there was a spelling problem. Was that rectified? Was that even brought up in this episode? Like, I'm upset that producers aren't doing their due diligence. So, um, also at one point, Luke is like, "Yeah, I love her so much. I got a tattoo next to my penis," and then he shows us what next to his penis means to him, and I guess it's like his hip. I was like, "Oh, that's not close enough for me to think it's near your penis. That's just your hip." He always wants to talk a big game, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is adjacent. It's askew. So she is like, I want a helicopter for my wedding. That's how I'm gonna arrive, on a helicopter. In a helicopter, then I'll drop down like Tom Cruise, honey, filming my own stunt Mission Impossible. And then you'll be there. And then leave the sunglasses on and some sort of hat, and then we'll get married. I thought it was so funny. He's like, helicopter, really? Haven't you ever heard any of the things that have ever come out of my mouth? any of the seasons how I don't have enough money, don't have enough money. And like he has a conversation with his dad, honey. They go shopping with his dad who has really long hair and an accent. What accent is that? I was like, "Oh, it's Austria, it's South Af well, it's Birmingham, it's New Zealand? I'm I cannot tell you what that person speaks in. What tongue? What that man. I mean, to bring in all of him is like, the hair and everything in the face, but also the advice, which is the advice is stellar. He, despite the accent being concerning, and I really could cut that hair. He's like, you only survive on shitty knee jerk reactions and being distracted. And it forces Luke, and I will give him this, that it forces him to stand up for himself. We have a lot of people on the show that just have to swallow insults about how dumb they are from family members and how many shitty choices they've made. Luke surely knows that he has, invested poorly in some fucking dumb sunglass business that for some reason can't get off the ground, isn't getting off the ground. And although he went to get a BA in engineering, he got his MFA in business and he plans to stand on it. That's what he says. Not kind of. The dad, I guess, has to acquiesce that his son is a growing man, but also you can't help someone when they just feel like they're going to make a bad decision. And that does feel like what is going to happen or is happening. He is just so enamored with the fact that I feel like Madeline is like a party girl, cool girl. Kind of, he just like loves the fact that she is like a down, way younger girl that is inclined to be as sexual as possible at any given time. And it delights in overly like feminine cosplay. Like some part of that is so enticing to him that he cannot give it up. Now, another part of him, because we've seen him for a hot ass time, can't get his finances together. Like he's been having finance problems. He's been talking about quitting his job or wanting to quit his job. Why hasn't he? Because I only feel like engineering isn't that a good ass job? And if it's not, is he just trying to like find an escape there? Does it feel like he thinks he can just like hit it big lotto style and then live in Colombia like for, cheaper than he would with his like much too younger girlfriend? I mean, I will say that I do think it's nice that Madeline thinks that Luke is attractive. I do think Luke is attractive, but I think that it's nice that she does too. And I think 'cause I do think that that's true. It'd be a lot worse if she didn't. You know what I'm saying? Um, God bless. I just don't know about how he plans on maneuvering this high-end luxury resort. He says that something came up, honey. Something came up when he was living in the hills above Los Angeles, a phone call that said, you have to move now on this property. There's a high-end luxe resort that has your name on it. We could have no one but good old Luke to invest who knows how much money in to get it off the ground or make it work is going to be what he's going to do. You know what it's hard to do? Like build something from nothing when you have absolutely no experience in the industry nor country of what you're planning. I don't know. Does that seem right? I mean, where's Luke's mom again? I forgot. But it seems like there's some rational subduing some groundwork that hasn't happened for him in his life. I would like to understand. I understand that he wants to be flashy. Like Madeline is a flashy girl, but she's young. She's just doing her. It's like Luke found a perfect character that feeds his need to be flashy And she's incredibly genuine in that what you see is what you get, which is her. And that it's like check, check that she's young enough, that she's impressed with him enough, that she will fuck him and has, admitted to finding him attractive. It's just, yeah, like it's just that's it for him. Anyway, it's good to know that's all you need to get him. All right, my loves. That is the end of this recap. But we're going to talk now privately. Of course, you can follow me if you want any more. I'm at Chris L. Farah on Instagram. I have a TikTok. I just started my brand new Substack. It's called Vanity Farah. It's Chris L. Farah, but Vanity Farah is going to be what I write and talk about, my little deep dives on dumb things. So I have an essay up. I don't know why I said it like that. An essay up there now. You can check out. And then if you go to my Instagram, you can see all my fun pictures from the web series premiere I had last night. But other than that, obviously, thank you so much for having listened to me talk about this episode. And if you're in the room, please go ahead, like, subscribe to my YouTube and give it a thumbs up so people know that you people are enjoying them lives here, honey. So yeah, you guys know I'm such a theater kid. I know. Once I said it. Oh yeah. Um yeah, all of this Orange County LA talk, yeah, thank you. I got a new microphone. It's a Shure. I'm surely happy I got it. Um what are you guys watching besides this? And are you guys gonna I'm going to watch Sister Wives. So I'm really into watching Sister Wives when it comes in. And what have you guys been thinking for HEA? If you have any thoughts about that. Sister Wives, yeah, I can't believe they're doing a new season. I'm so pumped. And I think we're going to see the real Robin now, which I think is great. Oh, thank you guys for thinking I sing well. Yay. Waz doing her live right now. Is she? Okay. I'm going to probably end with you guys so we don't have competing lives, unless you want to say anything. I don't want to take away from her live. But I love you guys so much. And also, when this video goes up, I do want you to comment, please. A, that you liked it. Also, B, what time you enjoy lives on Tuesdays. Do you know which Hunt for Lubs couples are together? I don't think any of them are. Cole and Courtney aren't. He's like going around Brazil and who knows now, just like fucking women. Obviously, I don't think Cole and Jennifer are. Tiffany's with her new Ronald. Just finished Hunt for Love. Yeah, I liked Hunt for Love. Have you ever seen Wicked on the Stage? I saw a LA production and she didn't fly at the end of the act one and I didn't like it. I liked 5 p.m. too. I liked 5 p.m. too. Sometimes it might have to be like a 7 p.m. just depending on what time I can get off. But thanks so much, Chris. I also, speaking of just like Wicked or whatever, in musical theater, I'm been listening to the bootleg videos of Rachel Zegler doing Evita, specifically Rainbow High, which I love that song so much. And her voice is so good and it made me so happy. I wonder if they're going to open on Broadway. But then they released the album version and it's still good, but it's like so produced. It's like there's pop music and there's music of instruments. And if you have a singer, the instrument is the voice. And perfect tune isn't necessary because like the nuance of emotion can happen when you have like a great singer. So I mean, not to like shade the girlies out there like Sabrina or Tate McRae or fucking all the like pop girls, but the use of autotune on everything has just become a little overwhelming. And so it made me sad. Where can I watch your documentary? My documentary. My web series that premiered last night, it's called Actors Anonymous. And I don't know exactly, but I can post. I'll post the link of where to watch Actors Anonymous on my Substack and on my Instagram. And then but also I had talked about the John Candy documentary that I really want to see. It's called I Like John, I Like Me. And I really want to watch it. I want to watch it with my dad also because I went to college with Jen Candy, his daughter. And I've always she was so lovely and nice. She is so lovely and nice. And I always loved John Candy. And so I really can't wait to watch. And what seems like a really beautiful documentary. And by the way, it was directed by Colin Hanks. And I found that so interesting because I know that Jen and her brothers were involved in this documentary being made about their dad. And then I was like, oh my God. And she went to LMU. And then Colin Hanks, who went to LMU, directed this. Of course, Colin Hanks has like visceral knowledge of being the son of like a major star, being Tom Hanks. So I was like, holy fuck, I wonder what kind of like nuanced POV you can get from that. Yes, the Lebanese debutante one. Oh, that's not a documentary. It's my my one person show. I haven't made a documentary of my one person show, LOL, but that's not a bad idea. You know what? Thank you so much for bringing it up. I pivot from project to project. So I am now going to go back and revamp and do the version 2.0 of that. But I had to revamp and bring back my Fiancé, which is my camp drag character. So I did that earlier the summer, and then I went to New York and did my New York thing. Now I'm back revamping my pop culture platforms here, and then I can't wait to start rewriting and writing and getting a deeper dive into that solo show. So thank you so much. Oh, you changed your name. Okay, yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. Do you drink yerba mate? I heard your people picked up the habit from my people. Yes or no? Ha ha ha. I haven't. You know what? It's so funny. When I worked at Real Food Daily, which was like the organic vegan restaurant, we sold it. I never really drank it, but I would. You know what I loved though, but I don't drink enough of is Ticino. All right, my loves. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching and talking to me. Um, I really hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself and go enjoy WA and then go enjoy the rest of your week. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and please comment on this video once it goes up. And I'll see you next week. Okay. All right, friends, take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Bye.